Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I sell used books, CDs, and DVDs online on platforms like eBay and Amazon, and that is what I do full-time to support my family. Today is a Monday morning, and we are shipping out eBay orders today. We've got 44 orders going out today, so maybe I will film all of those. Also, I'm supposed to have a topic. What was my topic supposed to be? Okay, so our topic for today is going to be why your sell-through rate doesn't really matter. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. Well, really, at least why my sell-through rate doesn't really matter. But anyways, we're going to be shipping out some stuff. I did some things actually increase sell-through rate just a bit over the weekend, even though we're going to talk about why that doesn't matter that much. I went ahead and I took for my Ground Advantage packages, which is more like the legacy stuff in the store. You know, we got sewing machine parts, stuff I'm not really listing much anymore. I will list a few sewing machine parts here and there. But anyways, things that are Ground Advantage, I went ahead and passed along my eBay discount for shipping to the buyer. Before I was charging the buyers commercial rates for shipping, I went ahead and passed on my savings there just so I can clear out some of the older stuff in the store. Some of this stuff that, like, I wouldn't list a pair of jeans anymore, really. So we're clearing some of that stuff out of the store. And because of that, we sold some weird stuff. We sold a Connect sensor. Didn't even realize I had any Connect sensors in the store. We sold like this weird phone thing, all sorts of stuff. We did sell a big old stack of media as well. Not very much disc-based media, a little bit, and some other stuff. So I'm going to start showing you guys some of that, shipping out a little bit, and then we're going to talk about kind of my philosophy on sell-through rate. Up first, we got Vonda. Will you love Jesus more? Kind of like self-produced type of thing. This is going out to a repeat buyer. So I need to get this fixed up so we can start. Oh my goodness, all these notifications. Clear them out. Somebody is going to ask Josh, what do you use for shipping? I use Veeqo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Veeqo. I have a link to it down in the description below. Prices are not necessarily cheaper than eBay's. However, it is much more efficient for me to use it. Like, I can just print labels typically faster. Although this one I'm proving that doesn't always work because I'm not seeing it. Okay, we need to switch to 50 orders per page and just do a search. What was this called? Put the word Jesus in it. And there it is. So buyer paid for this CD $18.47, going out to a repeat buyer. And media mail is still $4.47 today. Shipping prices did go up over the weekend. We saw that increase on October 5th, which would have been yesterday, Sunday. So interesting. Why did that not print automatically? Usually those print automatically. Should we change a setting or something here? We're going to have to deal with that if we did. Anyways, I want to talk about sell-through rate today. So as you can see behind me, we got lots of stuff on the shelf. We have like 16,000 items in the store, something crazy. I don't know. I could be off by a couple thousand there. I don't keep track of it that well. And sometimes I get confused because I have a lot of stuff at Amazon as well. So sometimes when I'm looking at that number, I combine my Amazon number and I just don't remember. So this CD, real quick, Bar J Wranglers Wyoming Wind CD Volume 12, sold for $44.99. So pretty cool to see that going out. We are actually going to throw some extra bubble wrap on it. So sell-through rate does not matter to me because of two reasons. And there's two things that if you can kind of have those two things working for you, then you don't need to quickly lower your prices. You don't need to worry about this stuff kind of all behind me here. And those two things are, number one, cash flow. How is the cash flow in your business going? Do you have enough cash where you can pull out, pay your personal bills, pay whatever it is that you need to pay yourself? And do you have enough cash where you can take that money, reinvest it into new inventory? Oh my goodness. There it is. Email, 447. Do you have enough cash to reinvest into your business? As long as your cash flow is okay, the stuff behind you can just kind of sell whenever it needs to sell. But if your cash flow is not good, then yeah, you need to get the stuff behind you sold. So that's kind of the first thing to think about. Like, if you've got good cash flow, then sell-through rate doesn't really matter. And honestly, probably if we can just do that one, we'll be okay. Okay, I need to go into my settings. Something changed in VQuo. I'm going to pause this for just 1 second while I fix this. It is not automatically printing my shipping labels. And I'm not going to do 50 where I have to click 2 extra buttons. So let me fix this. All right, guys, I want to talk to you real quick about Thrift Books. They are today's video sponsor. Thrift Books is one of the largest sellers of used books online, and they want to buy books from you. But the question is, why would you want to sell your books to them instead of selling them yourselves online on platforms like eBay and Amazon? There's a bunch of different reasons. Number one, logistics. If you are sending your books to Thrift Books, you don't have to grade them yourselves. You don't have to condition them. You don't have to put that extra time and care into a book like you would need to if you were selling it on eBay or Amazon. No photos, no listing, no nothing. Just throw it in a box, ship it off to them. They provide free shipping labels via media mail, which can be picked up at your door with USPS. Or if you're shipping whole truckloads, pallets, gaylords, whatever that is, they will handle the shipping for you. Just reach out to them, talk to them. They do an amazing job with this. Also, there's no additional fees. Whatever they quote you is what they're going to pay you. You're going to get money in your pocket right away. If you're selling on eBay or Amazon, you're going to have to wait for that sale and then wait a few days, a few weeks, a few months, maybe with Amazon to actually get your money out. But with them, as soon as they get things checked in and it's all good, they're going to send you money either via PayPal or store credit that you can use right away. So that is absolutely great. Very fast turnover. Get the money back in your pocket right away. Also, if you have like list of ISBNs, like you want to upload 100 or 200 ISBNs at a time, they do have bulk ISBN uploads. You can get through things super duper fast that way. No like scanning things one at a time and doing all that. They do have the option to like upload tons of ISBNs all at once. And with this, doing all this, it's going to allow you to spend less time selling the books. You're going to be able to spend more time on your business, more time developing relationships, more time working on your processes. And you know what? If you want to check them out, go to thriftbooks.com/buyback, which I'll put a link down in the description below, and you can get started that way. Anyways, back to the video. Okay, so they done some update to the website. Here I was talking about how it's faster. Today, it looks like this website's gonna be slower. Maybe I have a workaround. I don't know. It looks different for me today. But anyways, next up, DVD, Vietnamese DVD. We paid 35 cents for this. Buyer paid us $21.99. So that money that we got from this DVD pays for a whole stack of other DVDs that we can now just kind of let sit in the store and eventually sell. I've already made all my money back from that purchase. Yeah, I think we paid like, I can't remember what we paid. I'm not even going to try and quote that. But we can quickly now just get our money back. Ugh. Is this how I'm going to have to do this? We're going to figure this out. Now my printer's acting all weird. Nope, that's not going to do it. It must be a Monday morning. Okay, for some reason, some of these labels got stuck over here. Ugh, let's just get to the topic. I'm not going to worry about shipping too much this morning. Let's just talk about the topic, and then I will fix this printer off screen. So, 2 things you need to have to not worry about sell-through rate. Cash flow. As long as you've got cash that you can pull out, you're fine. Second thing you need to worry about is storage space. Do you have enough storage space on hand to store these items? If you're out of storage space, you can either stop working because you've got enough cash flow to pay your bills, or if you want to continue to grow, you need to get rid of the older, worse stuff and put new, better stuff into the store. So those are kind of the like 2 things that could keep you from basically needing to worry about your sell-through rate. If your cash flow is high enough, you don't have to worry about sell-through rate. And if you have enough space, you don't have to worry about sell-through rate. Also, it could be said, if your cash flow is high enough, you can just buy more storage. Buying more storage is always a possibility, whether it be like off-site storage facilities, storage units, warehouse, whatever, or it could just be buying a shipping container, putting it outside if you've got the space to do that on your property. But anyways, I'm gonna turn this camera off, try and fix the shipping stuff that's going on today. I don't know. We got printer problems, we got printing problems with shipping labels. Let me fix that and then I will get back to shipping. It's a Monday morning. We got it fixed. That was a mess to get fixed, I tell you what, but it is working now. So the problem with the printer has been, so this is a Jaden's printer. It's been a good printer, but it's got both Bluetooth and USB. And apparently the USB cord on the back of it got unplugged because I was doing some stuff, cleaning up, doing some stuff to the computer over here. And the USB on the back got unplugged, but it was still connected via Bluetooth, which I found was kind of strange. But anyways, and VQuo with their direct print was not wanting to talk to the Bluetooth on the printer very well. It was wanting to talk to the USB. And that was the whole big mess. So once I finally figured that out, we are going again. Up next, USMLE Step 1 MEME Top Concepts. I think it's some sort of textbook. We sold it. Textbooks I typically list on eBay. I know some people have problems with listing textbooks on eBay and getting like the companies basically doing a Vero or something like that, claiming that they are fake. I've had one of those over the years, and that's been it. So because of that, I just list all textbooks. I don't worry about it too much, and we just move on. I don't list textbooks on Amazon just because there is a bigger risk there, and protecting that Amazon account is very important. And if I saw issues with it on eBay, I wouldn't list them on eBay. But, oh, it's so nice to have that printer working. So, I list my textbooks on eBay. That's what I do. Up next, I Shall Not Die But Live by Charles Fowler and Alan Cartwright. The Miracle of Charlie Fowler. Looks like some sort of like plane crash survival type book going out. This is the type of thing where like there's probably none listed on eBay. I think buyer sent me an offer. They paid all in $19.76. Anyways, I feel like I'm so removed from the topic of today now because we had to stop and fix that printer problem, but we were talking about sell-through rate. So I want you guys to go down in the comment section below. How important is sell-through rate to you? If your buy cost is really low and you're able to keep up high your cash flow, then it shouldn't be an issue. I do understand if you are paying up, like I was paying $5 for every book we had here, like I cannot keep my cash flow high enough with the sell-through rate I have because we are buying these books for like next to nothing a lot of times with the eBay books. Amazon books I will pay up for a little bit more sometimes. But most of this eBay stuff, we are paying next to nothing for it. And so because of that, as long as it sells, it sells. One other thing I did not talk about is price changes on stuff. Like you cannot just set a price on something and then the market drop and keep that price. So that is one reason why sometimes sell-through rate is important if you are selling things where the market is going down. Like, I don't know, new sports cards that just came out. Typically, the market is going to be dropping on them. So if you are not being competitive, if you are not trying to have a high sell-through rate on something like that, then you're going to run into issues because the price of everything is just going to drop and leave you with all this inventory that is now worthless. I don't really have to worry about that with the type of stuff I'm selling here. Like, look at this. Lord, teach us to pray. Like, the market on that is not falling. The market is just there. There's probably none other listed. We're just waiting on the right person to come along and want that type of thing. This is Concise, the Great Apache Chief, sold for $12.02. Since I'm selling stuff that there's just not a lot of, what other people call like common junk, although I like to think mine are uncommon because there's typically the books I'm selling, there's no other copies of. I can just wait. Don't have to worry about the market coming out from underneath me. Just wait for the right buyer. And I've got the space. Space would probably be the one thing I'm the most worried about as far as having a low sell-through rate. I think I have 6 months of space available, but with the way I have been increasing my listings lately with List Easier, it might not be 6 months. So I might have to start worrying about the space. But my space plan is, if I run out of space, I'm going to add a shipping container out here, fill that up. I feel like I can store disc-based media in a shipping container. It's going to get hot in the summer. It's going to get cold in the winter. But disc-based media, that should be fine. Books, I wouldn't want to put out there just because like the glues and the bindings, like they do not do good in the weather. But CDs and DVDs seem to do fine as long as it's not like some of the early Philips stuff and other things that like have lots of issues with disc rot, like Wii U stuff. I might not want to mess with out there because like anything that could be potentially disc rot issues, the heat and the cold are not going to be good for that. Up next, I was the only one that had one of these listed when I listed it, and it sold right away. Pillycock's Shop, Pilly Cox Shop, going international. Sold within like an hour of listing it. So maybe I listed it too low, but I couldn't find any others. Buyer paid $28.70. I like that price of $20 plus shipping. Like, there's some good profit there for me. And yeah, going international, so I don't have to really worry about a return or anything like that. But yeah, the one reason I might want to increase sell-through rate would be space. And I can add space. Storage, not storage units. Shipping containers are fairly cheap. Like, they do a good job of keeping the weather out as long as you buy one that is in decent condition. And I've got the space here on this property to put a couple of them if I had to. The God Players, How Not to Run Your Life by Earl JB. You just have to be okay with your wife having a shipping container outside the back door. Not everybody's going to be okay with that. They are kind of ugly, but they're cheap, good storage. Buyer paid $23.22 to get this book right here. So yeah, tell me in the comment section below, how important is sell-through rate to you? Do you think there's other factors that I am not considering that need to be considered? I'm not worried about pricing dropping of the stuff that I'm selling, because the stuff I'm selling, there's not a lot of competition on it. The stuff that has a lot of competition on it, that's the stuff I send to Amazon. And there, I am worried about sell-through rate because we have storage fees and all that type of stuff. That's one thing a lot of people, I think, forget about my business when they're commenting on these videos is like, I really have two businesses here. One for high sell-through rate stuff, that goes to Amazon. Second business is the eBay side of things, which is the slow sell-through rate stuff. This was a Stephen King book, really bad condition, but it was a first printing of, what is this book's name? Skeleton Crew. So buyer paid $10.97 to get this. Did not make much money. That's the type of thing, like these Stephen King books without dust jackets that are like not worth much. Lately, I've just been taking those to our used bookstore. They really like getting them in because they can sell them quick. Builds a good rapport with them. So that's what I've been doing. Next buyer got two books. They purchased these like a day and a half apart almost, but I'm going to ship them together. Preaching That Built a Church by John Rice. This book actually has this high sell-through rate on eBay, as in like 4 sold in the last 3 years and none listed. It sold right away. And then Lord Teach Us to Pray, also by John Rice. So they bought this one first. I think they came back in the store later to see did he have any other John Rice stuff. And I did. They bought that as well. So we're going to ship them together. I am just going to add a little bit of cardboard to them. Yeah, pretty excited about that. Nice little sell. But yeah, so I changed up my shipping, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I just want to talk about it some more. I am now offering my discounted shipping rates that I can get through eBay to the buyer. So that means I'm going to be charging less for Ground Advantage now. Even though Ground Advantage just went up, I'm now charging less, and that is to move out some of that old stuff. I want to make room for more media. I do not want to have these Xbox 360 Connect sensors. I don't want to have DVD players. I don't want to have Magic Jack Plus, that type of stuff in my store anymore. So we're going to try and clear some of that out. Also, like, besides listing the occasional sewing machine part, I can't remember the last time I listed something with Ground Advantage shipping. Like, it just does not happen. Pretty much everything I list is media mail, and there's no discount to pass along for media mail. So, like, when I made that change on my shipping, it's not affecting my media mail stuff. Like this Wisdom Key 3000 by Mike Murdoch. I like selling his older stuff because, like, I don't like Mike Murdoch personally. Like, I think he's got some pretty shady stuff that he does, but I think his old stuff lets people see some of his shady stuff. That's why I sell it. But yeah, £1 going out on this. And there we go. So yeah, we sold some weird stuff over the weekend. I sold a DVD player, like not even a Blu-ray player. I don't know who is buying just a regular DVD player in 2025 off of eBay, but somebody needed one. It did come with an HDMI cord, and for some reason the HDMI cord was no longer in the container. So I had to go like hunt down an HDMI cord that I had laying around and put it with it. No idea how those got separated over the last couple of years that thing has been listed, but luckily I was able to find an HDMI cord. So one thing about this business, like if you're doing electronics or stuff, like just random stuff, being an everything seller, the amount of cords you have to have on hand or be able to find at a moment's notice is absolutely insane. But luckily I was able to find that HDMI cord. Sold a pair of jeans. These are black jeans also. I think they're jeans. Yeah, these are Levi black denim leggings, size 2. Buyer paid all in $10.17. So these went for almost nothing. But I think they're going to be under £1. We'll make $1 or $2 when everything is said and done. And we will move on to something better. These were one of the oldest clothing items in my store. Yeah, these weigh 13 ounces. So I'm glad to see them go. We're going to be making some more space for more media, which is what I want to see more in the store in the future. What do you guys do? Tell me down in the comment section. What do you guys do to clear out old inventory that was maybe shouldn't have been listed in the first place, like these black jeans? You guys do markdown sales, coupons? Do you just get rid of it? I'm not a fan of just getting rid of it. I'm a fan of go ahead and selling it and making $2 because the work it takes to get rid of it is really not that much less work than shipping it out in a mailer. So if I can ship it out in a mailer and make $1 or $2 and do this basically the same amount of work it takes me to like donate it, because if I donate it, I have to go find the item and pull it just like I was shipping it. But then I have to do the work of going into eBay and delisting it. And I think the delisting work is the same amount of work as printing a shipping label. So to me, if I can make $1 for doing basically the same amount of work, I'm going to go ahead and make the $1, ship out the item, and move on. Like with these swimming trunks. Buyer paid $9 all in for a pair of swimming trunks that have been listed a couple of years. Like, probably should not have listed them to begin with. I think these came in a bulk buy, if I remember correctly, like 4 years ago. I had this bulk buy of swimming trunks. I kind of think that's where these came from, where I just listed them all. We're going to pay $5.15 to ship, a couple dollars in fees, might make $1. We're all said and done. What else we got? Got another sewing machine part. Most of the sewing machine part, we sold a lot of sewing machine parts over the weekend. Most of them I shipped out when I was trying to figure out if I still had this thing messed up or not, as far as the printer and the shipping labels, and it was just unplugged that whole time. But still connected via Bluetooth. So whenever I printed it from the browser, it would work. but it would not print automatically that way for some reason. So most of those you will not get to see. This is a cool one. I think I accepted too low of an offer, but a buyer came along for it, and I had no sold comps on it or anything. It says, making big money from property you never have to buy, Michael T. Warren. This is from 2001, and there was no comps on this, no information as far as what I could find. Maybe I did a bad search. I listed it for 20 plus shipping, and I listed it last week. Somebody sent me a pretty low offer yesterday. They paid $12.04 all in. That's taxes, shipping, everything. But this is the type of thing where if I don't take this offer, I'm not sure another one is going to come along in the next couple of years. Maybe it would, but I'm going to take my $4 of profit, move on to the next one. I know where I got that. I paid a dime for it, so not worried about it. That now paid for like all the books I got that day, so I can just wait on the others to slowly sell, or at least all the books at that place that day. But yeah. Up next, 1998 Light Cook-Off and Food Festival, sponsored by the Oklahoma Extension Service, Adair, Cherokee, Sequoia counties. This is going out to a repeat buyer. I don't think she watches the channel, but if you do watch the channel, thank you so much. She's been buying cookbooks from me for a couple of years now. Comes in every, I don't know, month or two, usually when I've sent out a coupon, and buys a local cookbook from around this area. There's been times I've bought cookbooks thinking, I know who's going to buy it. And sure enough, she'll come in a couple of weeks after I list it and buy the cookbook. So I like that. I did not think this one particularly she would buy, but just because it's light cooking, she tends to buy more of the like church type cookbooks, it seems like. So glad to see it go. Up next, The Complete Shooter by Sam Fadala. Anytime I see like gun, shooting, hunting type of books, first off, usually they're in bad condition because they might have been stored in a garage or shop or something at some point. But I'm always going to look them up because they hold their value really well. There's just like a lot less of them printed, and it's information that people are still looking for today. Like it's stuff that is very, very much wanted today, still that information. So they typically will have higher than average values. Also, it's one of those topics that if the books are worthless, like they're worth the price of shipping, it's a $5 book and it would cost $5 to ship it out, you can still lot up 10 or 20 of those books and charge $2-3 per book plus shipping. If you have enough of them, actually make some decent money. Another sewing machine part. This is off of Path 30. Path is one of those types of machines that if I still see it today, I will actually buy it. Even though the store is focused mainly on media, I'll still do an occasional sewing machine part. Somebody messaged me the other day and asked me to buy one, and I said yeah, because it was a good looking machine. And I don't have to go out and source it because I know exactly where to go pick it up when I'm picking up all the other things they have set aside for me. So if you're watching, thank you so much. Anyways, we are getting kind of to the end here. I'm getting tired of talking. It has been a crazy morning. I'm just going to show you real quick what we got left. We've got 2 sewing machine motors. We've got the Kinect. We've got this Sony DVD player with HDMI cord. Oops. We've got 3 lots of black and white photographs that I was selling off. 2 individual black and white photos. This one's actually a postcard, real photo postcard. And there's another one. I haven't listed any of these in quite a while, so it was interesting to see 2 of them sell. 1 more sewing machine part. And last but not least, one of my favorite ways to sell bulk CDs, selling them like 50 at a time. I think it's a good size. Buyers are kind of like willing to buy 50 CDs. These are all Christmas. The buyer paid all in $34.72. I don't sell every genre of CDs that way. I do classical, country, Christmas, Christian. Was that all the C's? I forget. It's all the C's. I do that, and then I sell off the others in bulk. I feel like pulling those out makes my bulk lots that I sell on Facebook Marketplace look better. We have a bulk lot right now of 600 CDs. And I think not having the classical, the country, the Christian, the Christmas in there makes those look better, and people are more likely to buy them. But anyways, that's been everything we sold over the weekend. Let me know what you guys think about sell-through rate, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.